The wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I wanna be. I will be home for a couple of days, wander around with you. You and me in the cold, thought it'd never be true. Wherever I go, I got you. Oh, I have stopped running, there is no way trying. You better loosen your belt. Drinking hot wine by the fire, don't care of anything else. It's Christmas.
Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of the 25 Days of Christmas, where we talk about a Christmas movie or special once every day until Christmas. I am Patricia and I'm here with my sister Carlene.
Hello everyone.
So today we're going to be talking about a Christmas special, and this time we're going to be covering the 1969 animated Rankin Bass special, Frosty the Snowman. So it's based off of the classic song where you have a group of kids who are building a snowman, and then they have a hat, and then they put the hat on, and then Frosty comes to life. And the whole point of the special is that they're trying to find Frosty a place where he can stay cool because the snow is melting. And meanwhile, we have this magician who wants to have his hat back after seeing that the hat is actually magic. So yeah, let's give our thoughts on this special.
I like Christmas specials. I wouldn't say we grew up with a ton of them, but we definitely grew up with Christmas specials. So it's nice to see the animation. It's nice to hear the storytelling. And I enjoyed this, the Frosty Christmas special. I think, again, there's some elements that I loved and some elements that maybe weren't my favorite.
Yeah, I think that the thing that we were talking about that would kind of sound a little bit iffy was the narrator. You know, because he was like, we have Frosty the Snowman, and he's coming to life, and he's melting, and they need to find a way so he can be able to stay cool, and they go to the North Pole.
Yeah, I think, maybe it's also indicative of the time, but, talking about the Christmas special, the Christmas story that we watched previously, that whole, why I oughta, that accent and the, oh, by golly, and so, yeah, we definitely noticed that as well in this special, and it's not our favorite.
Yeah.
We're not 20 slappers, I guess, or...
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense for somebody like Gene Shepard, the narrator of the last movie that we talked about, because, he was a guy from radio, and he used to do a lot of his storytelling where people would be tuning in late at night, and that makes a lot of sense because he did have that voice. But Jimmy Durante, who's the narrator of Frosty the Snowman, he was more like a comedic actor, and so, this nice narration about this cute little snowman doesn't sound like it matches.
And then also, too, and Patty will correct me, I don't know what era it's trying to depict, but this movie came out in the late 1960s.
Yeah, so, 1969.
Right, so, that accent, I don't really know if it's really,
especially
appropriate.
And also with the cop, the classic song about, they run into the traffic cop, and then he has, that stereotypical, Irish accent is oh, you better stop there, what's this talking snowman about? It's that just sounded okay, if we're gonna have a stereotypical voice, it's why does it have to be an Irish New York cop?
Yeah.
In a small town with a talking snowman.
I think for me, I enjoyed the Frosty character. I enjoyed the storyline. Frosty comes to life, and now we want to keep him alive. And so the journey or the mission is to bring him somewhere to the North Pole, I think.
Yes, it was the North Pole, yeah.
I didn't love the character of the magician, but I think that was on purpose.
Yes, it was on purpose because he was the bad guy.
Yeah, he's but I also feel for him because, that was his hat,
Yes, it was his hat. And apparently we saw in the beginning of the special that he was this magician and he wasn't doing very well. Yeah. And then he just tossed the hat aside, and then the kids were like, oh, here's this hat. Let's put it on his head. And then the magician was like, oh, I want the hat back. And they're like, that hat's not yours. It belongs to Frosty now. So yeah, I mean, immediately the kids were like, "Oh, we like Frosty." So yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense because they're kids and they see something that just came to life that they just built. So yeah, I mean, I take it that would be the case, but still, you just feel bad for the guy. It's like he just wants his hat back because that's his livelihood. He's a magician.
Yeah, I think the part that was very unrealistic, and it's like, can you really ever ask a movie to be realistic? But what was the name of the little girl? Susie or Karen?
Karen.
Yeah. Come with us to the North Pole. Sure. As long as I'm home before dark, or as long as I'm home before supper.
Yes.
And like this child just gets on a train with
a talking snowman
and takes off for the North Pole.
Yes.
And obviously she's not dressed appropriately, so she's
none of the kids are dressed appropriately. They're walking around in shorts.
Yeah, and like dresses, and it's like
I get
freezing.
it. I get it. It's the 60s, but still, it's like there's such thing as hypothermia.
Yeah. But overall, I think I enjoyed the story. It's cute. It's nice. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite of the Rankin Bass specials. We're going to talk about another one tomorrow. But I would say out of the 19 Rankin Bass Christmas specials they've ever done, I would probably put this in maybe like my top 10, but not in my top 5 because there's some other ones that are like really good. So... all right, let's rank this. So how would we do the viewing of this? Every year, every few years, or just once and that's it?
For me, I think that like I could do it every year. It's short. It's only like 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's very short.
It's a short program, and it gets you in the Christmas kind of mind frame and spirit. Am I running to it? No. But would I add it to the roster? Yeah, I could definitely.
Yeah.
So to me, it's every 1 or 2 years, like, it sounds good. I would definitely watch it sooner than I would The Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And if I'm giving it the ranking, like the little Santas.
Yeah.
I probably give it like 2.5 to 3 Santas.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, as for me, I would probably do the same thing in terms of like watching it like every year or so. And as for my rating of Santas, I'll probably rate it again, like similar to you, maybe about 3 Santas out of 5. All right, so that is it for our discussion of Frosty the Snowman. So tomorrow we'll be talking about another Christmas special. So until then, see ya.
Bye, guys.
Gaze upon the sky, Christmas on my mind, somewhere from a place up high above. There's a song of love, travel